Alright, welcome back. So in this video we're going to be talking about a phase that some children go through of stuttering-like behaviors, but it's really a part of normal development. So this phase usually occurs between around 2 and 5 years old, and it's around the same time that kids go through a big language explosion. So all of a sudden they're able to say all of these words that they weren't able to say before, and sometimes that can cause them to have some stuttering-like behaviors. But one reason that we really want to be careful with this is that real stuttering also starts between 2 and 5 years old. So it's really important that if you're unsure or you don't know if what your child doing is just part of this phase that children go through, or if it's real stuttering, you should definitely contact a speech therapist so that they can help you decide which one it is. I just mentioned this phase of stuttering-like behaviors that some children go through that can be a part of typical development. So let me tell you a little bit more about what that might look like. So when a child is going through this phase, they will have whole word repetitions like but, I want to do this, or interjections of and like, kind of like we talked about before, and then also revisions like I like to go, I want to go, play. So it's not really that they're repeating parts of words, but more that they started to say something and then they realized, oh, I have this new word that I can use. Let me try to use that word instead. And also with this developmental phase, there's no kind of physical tension or struggle. There's none of those secondary behaviors that we talked about, like facial tension or eye blinking. And the child's also not going to have any kind of negative reactions to the stuttering or any kind of frustration. So real stuttering looks a little bit different from that, because with real stuttering, the child might be repeating sounds or syllables. So not the whole word, so and would be the whole word, but when they're just repeating a sound or part of the word like and, that's kind of more of what real stuttering looks like. And then there also might have some of those prolongations that we talked about, so and, where they're stretching out a sound, and then they might also have some blocks or pauses in their speech. And then with real stuttering is when we're going to see more of that physical tension and struggling, and some of those secondary behaviors like the eye blinking. And then they also might, even at a very young age, start to have some negative feelings about stuttering. They might say things like, Mom's speech is hard, or I'm had a hard time getting my words out. They might also start to avoid words. So you might see where they know a word, but they know that it's going to be hard for them, so they change it to a different word instead. Let me reiterate that the difference between these normal stuttering-like behaviors and real stuttering can be really subtle. So if you have any concerns at all, I would definitely seek out a screening from a speech therapist. And then the speech therapist can help you decide if it's possible that this is just part of that normal phase that some kids go through, and they might have you check back in every few months. Or they might decide that it's definitely possible this could be real stuttering, and they might want to go ahead and start treatment. If your child is older than 5 or 6 and you are concerned about stuttering, then you can also seek an evaluation with a speech therapist, and they might be able to help you decide if it is real stuttering or if it is some of those normal stuttering-like behaviors that we all have. Here at Play and Say, we offer free screenings. I personally have several clients that I work with who are having some trouble with stuttering, so I would love to help your child too. So definitely feel free to come and see us if you have any concerns and you would like to have that free screening.